Well, hello. Today I'm going to lean into more of that lighter Heyoka energy. This is my very human confession from the messy middle. um, I've shared a lot over the years about who I am, what I'm doing, who I help, blah, 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 blah. But, I have this calling now just to share more about what I'm not. That way we can all, I guess, let things align as they're meant to. I understand I can't please everybody. I'm definitely at that stage. So today, let's dive into that, because I'm not a guru or a yogi or a high priestess or a shaman. I am transcendental, believing in cyclical and nature alignment, and work with plant medicines for longer than I haven't. And I'm always learning and practicing and committed to progress over perfection, and just, I guess, committed to myself and the exploration of passions and this time I have on earth. And with that, too, I also want to say I'm not a relationship coach. I have failed every relationship I've been in, and there's been enough to know that that I'm not a master of anybody in anybody or of any style of relationship. I'm still learning the relationship with myself. I'm actively learning healthy boundaries, and um yeah, I have zero personal space as a single mom and still lonely and deprived of, that adult human interaction, touch, love languages, much of that, being a single mom right there shows you that relationships are not something I've succeeded in. That being said, do I love the fathers of my children? Yes, absolutely. Do we get along? Can we have conversations? Is there still depth um and love and everything still there? Yes. Has it changed? Yes, that too. But I think that there was a time when I would blame men or the other partner for abandoning me in times that I wasn't my best. But I realized that to get to that point where I wasn't being my best or feeling my best, being and presenting my best is because I had abandoned myself first. So, I'm just realizing where my capacity is. I'm at capacity just on doing my own work, and then capacity again with building the relationships out with my children, and capacity again for my commitment to other kind of lifestyle things and the work that I do, and all that. I think it's more important to meet somebody where you're at. Yes, you want to meet people where they're at too, but when you're carrying so much responsibility, you also need to know where those limits are. And I'm learning that. I'm learning where these boundaries are actively in my own life. And I can be loyal to a fault, and I can over explain, and I can be people pleasing. And I'm still learning how to walk, much like my daughter. She's learning how to stand on her own 2 feet. In so many ways, I'm doing the same thing. I'm also not a parenting coach. I don't teach from mastery in any way. I am a mom actively learning in real time. Every time, in fact, that I think I have something figured out, my kids humble me over and over again. I have to adapt constantly, nothing certain. So if you're looking for somebody with all the answers, that's definitely not me. I am someone who keeps persevering, though. I'm always picking up a new book, watching a new video, observing life around me, talking to the elders, um, just trying to figure it out and implement new things and stay open to the lessons and path that the children are taking in general, understanding that they're all different, understanding that there are some days that will flow better than other days, and that some things may work for one child and not the other. So, yeah, with that, I can share also birth stories, natural home birth of both the children, um, going through pregnancy as a single mother, advocating for myself in a culture that is normalizing intervention. And, I can share my journey as a single mom, the first time with Finn, the second time. I can share my journey and choices for entrepreneurship, our adventures, um, road schooling, homeschooling over 9 years. I'm not here to fix anybody or anything. I'm not here to be put on a pedestal, obviously, and I'm not here to sell certainty. I am, though, sharing lived integration. I am offering my own personal reflections, holding space in complexity that is this life and everybody's unique journey. And I think we're all a piece of the puzzle learning from each other. There's a reason why I have mastery tickets and so many different things, including coaching, because it is part of me to do that. As a bartender, I knew that I was doing that. As a child hanging out with elders, um, I knew that there's wisdoms and other ways of doing things, and just naturally wanted to have more of those conversations. So again, if you're looking for a guru or a perfect formula or someone who's figured it all out, that is not me. But if you want honesty, someone who is doing the reflection work, someone who is able to be a guide on the side for this wild ride as it is unfolding, this crazy and beautiful life. I could probably be your person, and I would be excited to meet any of you that resonate with this. Um, just to me as human, walking our path, with integrity, with faith in our hearts, with our own unique learned and lived wisdoms. With that too, I want to share, I'm not a millionaire. I don't have an inheritance. I am not a New York bestseller. I have not joined any of the 6 or 7 figure coaches club. I am someone who is rebuilding her credit after overstaying in the United States, kind of had a cascade of things come up that I had to take responsibility for. I'm learning to have financial confidence instead of, hoping to win the lottery or that sense of entitlement, like I deserve something. I'm here willing to do the work. Also, I think that financial confident piece is important because people who are winning the lottery or get inheritance, so often I've seen in my life that it's gone so fast. I'd rather accumulate over time, like that compound effect. We can have the ripple effect work in so many different ways, against us or for us. I also am a single mom of two. I'm the sole provider, and I have been since the beginning. Um, when I travel, I've done it barefoot. I have couch surfed and used hostels. I have slept in hammocks. I have camped on crown land. I have taken buses in third world countries. Um, and when we were doing our van life adventure, that was caravan living. Um, you know, yeah, I've been to 5 countries. Yes, Finn and I did road school, and it was amazing, but we weren't out there living up all the luxuries. And so, yeah, there's like a not a perfection, like a perspective shift that I had to make in order to make those choices that everybody thinks are expensive. I had to prove to myself that I could honestly do it because I had the call to do it. So I knew I had to do it, and I figured it out. Um, yeah, when I homestead, that is, other people's land, other people's homes that they've opened up to me. The truth is, I never wanted to own much, and I don't really own much at all. Um, I saw in South America and even here how taxes can force people off of their properties. I've been a history fan for a long time, and I understand land grabs, and there's tons of conspiracy theories that go around now that just, you know, I don't even want to put my energy there, but at the same time, I know that I'm here to create. I'd rather create together with community, do something all together. I have always felt like I was from a different time or a different place, like an old soul with this old magic. And I'm learning to trust that everything that I need is always going to be there. And I've talked to other people who are called to traveling and have been gypsies and nomads or just done things because they had the calling to and made those sacrifices to make it happen. And that's been a common thing is that, just wanting to have that faith that everything is provided. Like back in the day when, we would have to just walk barefoot. We had to carry our own water, Um, and so it's just coming back to that, like in ourselves on a cellular level and remembering and trusting that everything is always within reach and walking with faith and smudging under our feet and walking with peace in our hearts and counting blessings and trusting that the way knows the way. And that is a beautiful song by Lindsay Scott, one time caving in Collingwood with a beautiful group of people. That song was chanted. The way knows the way. You don't have to know the way. Feel your way. Trust the way. The way knows. The way knows. The way knows the way. So, yeah, I guess what else am I not? I am not a dietitian. I am not a therapist. I am not a doctor or a fitness coach. I am certified in many things, including nutrition, hormone health. As a master in coaching, I've taken courses in herbology and permaculture and but, like, so many different kinds of things, spiritual, medical, business related, and, but I don't believe any of that is, like, what makes you who you are, so I don't, like, fully care unless it's relevant to even speak on those things. They've made me who I am, but in all of that, the conversations I always wanted to have are the same ones that I'm having today, this ones that I have in my coaching calls and when I'm writing articles and with, those random people that you meet on the street and you just connect with. And, um, also, back to, like, that food part of it is that, even though I'm certified in nutrition, I am not gonna, like, teach you everything you know about diet or tell you to have one diet or, I'm certified in Kundalini yoga. Do I think everybody needs to be doing Kundalini yoga? No. But I do believe deeply that you are what you eat and that there is a difference between living foods and high frequency foods and dead foods and franken foods. I can also share how to nourish yourself without going completely broke because we're in a silent depression right now and things have tripled. I track my finances, and I like knowing what money is in and out. And I've seen how money has not increased, like the amount that people are making, as much as the increase in just our regular needs, not to mention real estate or anything else. The market's crazy. And if you compare throughout history, the Great Depression, the difference was. And so, yeah, I can also share with you about how Kundalini Yoga has changed my life. The magic of learning how to move your body in a way that feels good, the somatic work, the tapping, how I manage addictive behaviors and mental health through awareness, through rhythm, through like aligning with the cyclical cycles and just making choices that are in alignment with who you are. And yeah, it's not ever about me telling you. I don't actually prescribe anything. I just share what has helped me, what I've learned as a coach from other people, what I've seen has helped other people. I'm or going to summits and conferences and things where I'm hearing from other people and observing and checking in with other businesses and professionals and we have our network too, so there's always updates in there. So it's like really just sharing what what may work and what has worked for me or someone that I know. And I also want to say I'm not a teacher in the traditional sense. I'm not a high level business person. I'm not here to be followed. Okay, I am just here to walk alongside, to share reflections, to tell the truth from where I'm standing, not from a pedestal. I am someone who is walking the good path, as Trudy would say, and I'm doing that the best I can, understanding that my best is different depending if I'm burnt out and slept the night before or, if the baby was teething and if, my heart feels broken or full or, if I've had the time for self-care or if my time is going uh, to the children or errands or other things. I'm learning to simplify even more. And that can be difficult to do in a complex world, but I'm making it a priority. I'm also practicing my faith over perfection. I'm integrating life as it's unfolding. So, no, I am not married. I don't own a house. or much at all. And I'm not a millionaire or a guru or a shaman or someone who has any of this stuff all figured out. I am someone, though, that is paying attention, that is walking with as much intention as I can, who is doing my best to bring ceremony to each day, staying human all along the way. I'm gonna get off here now, go be a mom. It's 11:11. I know that, yeah, Finn is home here for 2 weeks. I don't have too much planned for him or the holidays, but I am gonna go spend some quality time with them. And yeah, if one of you guys are ready after, we can chat a little more. I would love to hear about how you're walking your path now and anything else you want to share. I love you all.